Good evening, everybody. We are back. All of you Mörk Borgians in the chat. So happy to see you guys again. So, it's been a couple weeks. Does everybody remember what's been going on?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay. Before we begin, before I give the recap, let's talk about some amazing people that help make this happen. So, first and foremost, Locke, who created the Foundry Mörkborg module that makes all this possible. Go support his work at glumdark.com. He's got some really cool roll tables. I actually used them for part of this adventure, so really good stuff over there. And Heimat der Katastrophe, as always. They are supplying all of our music for the most part, with the exception of the official Putrescence Regnant soundtrack by the Dead Robots for this specific adventure. So huge thanks to them for allowing us to use their sweet, sweet dungeon synth for all of our games. I think that's it for the shout outs. I don't know if we have any other announcements we want to get out of the way. Dark Kingdoms will be back next week, right?
Yeah, home stretch.
Home stretch. And as always, on Saturdays, we're going to have another. Do you want to talk about the weekly scroll and your surprise guest?
Yeah. We are, I don't know if you'll be able to see it because I have a lot of filters on, but we are going to be,
oh, you can see
it's
it.
not green. We're going to be looking at 12 years from Max Moon. And we're going to have Max Moon on the show at the beginning to talk about 12 years, about all of his handmade zines, like 12 years and Abyss of Hallucinations, and his new project out, their new project out right now, Fairyland, that's on Kickstarter. So we'll have a good time with that. So it'll be a Max Moon episode with the interview and with their game. So definitely want to catch that on Saturday.
And that's 8 a.m., right? Pacific time?
Yeah. 8 Pacific, 10 Central.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, let us begin. Well, as always, we have Jess, we have Ryan, we have Ducky, and we have Skull, who's joined us for this this delve into the swamp. He's only got a couple sessions left, so let's see how he does. So last time on Mörkborg, so the four of them, they took a charge from a mysterious noble smelling of rot in Shelswig to find a king, go investigate a missing king whom they've never heard of actually, because they know King Fatmu. I think he's the 9th. Who rules Shelswig. But anyway, in secrecy, they were asked to go retrieve his head. So not alive, but dead. So that took them to a chapel, a flooded chapel, where they found a contact who had gone mad. But before they left into the swamp, into Trara specifically, which is a small settlement outside of the swamp, they got a map of the place that was tattooed on their contact. So they have this you guys never like cured it or anything, right? It's like this wet floppy bloody
flesh.
skin in your pack. Okay.
Or I think we put it on Poltroon's back, if I remember right.
Oh yeah, what
pins.
Exactly happened? Oh, you pinned it?
It's pinned on his back.
Oh, the poor guy, Poltroon.
He's fine.
So anyway, the party, they've been stocking up in Trarish, doing a little talking, getting a little bit of investigating just to get the lay of the land before they head off into the south, into the swamp of Targ Dungel. So the last time we left these players, they were at the southern part of town, near the docks, and that is where we're going to pick it up. So exactly where you guys left off. So not any more days have gone by or anything like that. You guys are on the docks. These some all right looking boats and some not so great looking boats are bobbing on the water, tethered there. So what would you guys like to do? And let me know if you need a reminding of anything, because happy to remind you guys.
So this was the dockmaster guy, right?
No, so this here was a guy. It was you were directed to that shack to hire crew if you wanted anybody, and you met a man named Captain Doer there, who was kind of rambling. He was like an old guy, and he told you for 10 silver he would ferry you to a nearby island. So that's all I told you, and that was the only person to hire there. Down here was a shack where the dock master, you presume, was, who would be able to. You could either buy some equipment that is related to, the nautical or like boats itself. So he had things like you saw nets, you saw obviously boats, you saw canteens of water, water skins. There was also cords of wood there, and then a bunch of flasks of something behind the counter. But that's pretty much what you saw there.
Yeah.
And then this was a fort covered in flowers.
That is what you've been told is the Bog Lord's fort, yes, and it was covered with barbed roots and vines and vividly covered flowers. But when you approached it, there was nobody, so there's been traffic walking around on all of these boardwalks, but everyone seems to be steering clear of that building. No lights on in any windows that you saw. It looks abandoned as far as you can see.
Right. I remember that. Let's see.
Flowers. But did we actually? I know we
we
kicked a little child murderer
let's give a quick tour of Trarish. Why don't let's do that.
There we
So
go.
at the very top, up here, we have the Lone Ship's Inn. That's where you met a man named Nargel Dodd, and that's where you guys bought some swamp sausage and stayed the night. And then over here is sort of like a marketplace. So that's where you guys traveled to buy some weapons and supplies, things like that. And then here, is a pillory where you met. Who did you meet? You met Regnant, who you deduced was a child murderer, murdered his own child. And the only place you
Punched him a bunch.
been...
You kicked him.
Yeah, you kicked him, and
As
you
you
found
do with child murderers.
I think you found a silver in his pocket too, right?
I don't think it was a silver. I think it was just like a copper.
Or something.
There's only silver in this game, really. So
I took whatever he had after
you got one.
punched
You got
him.
one silver then.
Yeah.
And as
So
far as
that's
prices
about it.
go, you guys did ask about boat prices. The higher end boats, again, these are all smaller vessels. They're not these massive ships or anything. Ones that looked a little bit more fancy were 100 silver, and then the ones that looked like a little bit of wear and tear on them were 40 silver.
Yeah, I think we should hire a better condition boat. Yeah, we can afford it.
Yeah, if you guys can afford it.
Oh, we got the queen here. Whatever.
What does Poltroon refer to you as, Katla? Your Majesty, Milady, like
God.
what is he
Definitely
call you?
Milady.
Definitely Milady.
Yeah.
No.
It's gotta be Milady.
Because if I have to like do Poltroon
Actually,
here
yeah,
and
I want to
there-
make you say Milady, so it's Milady.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
That's fine. All right, that's fair. So yeah, you guys are standing here again. Like it's really difficult to see through the mist of the swamp. You can see where it begins. You can hear the croak of frogs. You can hear the buzz of insects. There's mist, just thick mist swirling around the banks and the docks. There's some fishermen hanging out, grumbling, trying to catch something. And just, there's people walking around. It's not crazy crowded or anything like that, but everyone, more or less has their heads down, paying you no mind, minding their own business. And it is a very, gray day, as it always is, anywhere you go in the dying world. So.
Do we get the sense that this Bog Lord is a side quest, or if it's something that we should just move on past?
I'll tell you, there's really nothing of significance there.
Okay.
But again, like you guys can do whatever you want. I'm sure there could be something that would go down, but yeah, it's not a crucial part of this adventure. I will give you a hint and say the bulk, 90% of the adventure lies south of you where you guys have not been yet. So
Gotcha. So
town
we're
is
just
more-
gonna
think of
spend
the town
rest
as a-
of the episode buying stuff and eating and talking to the
oh,
dog.
perfect. Think
Got
think of Trarish, and I know this is a little bit meta, but think of Trarish as sort of your home base. If you need to go back and get some new supplies or whatever it may be, rest somewhere that's more or less safe. That's where you want to go. So it's not like an adventure site. However, we can make an adventure out of Trarish if you'd like. You guys
Listen,
are.
I
you
will
guys are in
eat as
control.
many sausages as we can in an episode. I have this over. So
Quote Ryan on that one.
I know.
did we fuck around with this well at all over here?
I don't.
You did
think
not.
I think that's where we left off.
Yeah,
we
you did.
had-
I
we had
think
mentioned it and-
Erm
Yeah.
saw it, and he's
He
like,
was a-
"What's that well over there?"
Let's head to the sus well.
that.
All right. Suswell it is.
Suswell. Okay, so you guys make your way over to the Suswell, and you indeed see a well. It has seen better days. There's a lot of overgrowth on it. You don't even know if there's water in it, but you do see a man there. And let me see if I have his portrait somewhere here. What's his name? I may have some image. Can't remember if I got it. Oh, I do. Okay, cool. Let us. You see. And I will show the players. Do you guys see this?
Yeah.
So you see this old, just haggard, toothless man. He's wearing a cloak. He's armed. He appears as if he's guarding this well, however, not very well. And the scent of alcohol is very prevalent in the air when you step up. And he looks up at you, kind of disinterested, but he kind of nods to you, and then he hiccup. But that's about it. He's just kind of leaning against the well, holding this pole arm of sorts. But he is an aged man.
Back.
You
Oi.
nod back. You just kind of mumbles under your breath.
What's in the well?
Wishes. Wishes are in the whale. But you can't have them.
What is that?
Because the Borg Lord told me I am to guard this well and give no one the wishes. That's why.
Where is the Bog Lord?
He just kind of points lazily to the massive fort that is sitting there, tangled with vines and barbs.
How many wishes are there?
As many as you can get your hands on.
I'm gonna pull out 5 silver and ask how many wishes this gets me.
Oh, you got it all wrong, boy. You gotta take the coin from the well. I shouldn't be telling you this, but you take the coin from the well, and maybe you get a wish.
And you're gonna stop us from getting the coins from the well, right? That's what you're here for, from the Bog Lord.
Yep. These are magical artifacts not meant for the likes of you.
You don't even know me.
By the look of
Just
your
rats.
face, you don't have the
Alright, well-
capacity, the mental capacity. What was I saying?
Are you even cut out for this job? You're barely standing as is.
I'm standing just fine.
Well, listen, I don't think you're wrong necessarily about me, but I like a wish anyway. So, what are you gonna do if I go for one?
He kind of like holds his pole arm up and he wobbles on his feet. I'm gonna have to take your head, is what I'm gonna do.
All right, I'm gonna
The hell
slowly
you
reach.
are.
I'm gonna slowly reach out. Real slow.
So he's like
And
the well is there. He's in
Uh-huh.
front of. He's like between you guys and the well. So he hasn't allowed
Right.
you guys to get so close to where. And again,
Oh, yeah,
it's a full size well. So it's a pretty large stone well. You can't really see, from where you guys are standing, the water or anything. It's obviously deep down below, presumably.
So I'm just gonna slowly reach out as he's wobbling there and just push him over.
You're gonna try to push him over, like.
Like into the
I'm just
well.
gonna push him wherever he falls.
So are you going to attempt to push him hard?
How wobbly is he?
He's I don't know. I mean, he's on his feet. He's not like he's about to fall over, but you can tell he's definitely not, 100%.
I'll just give him just a nice shove, not like a two-handed thing, but just just see what happens.
You're just gonna push him like on the chest or something?
Yeah. Well, if
Okay.
he like wobbles one direction, I'll just like give him just a little extra something that way.
Okay, so why don't you roll me just a standard attack roll?
Okay.
Just standard difficulty, DR12. So whatever your strength, like a strength check would be.
Oh, it's 0. So
Okay, so you plant your hand firmly on his chest, and you can see he kind of tries to block he notices his eyes widen when you kind of stick your hand out, but he misses sloppily, and his pole arm slings aside, and you get a push on his chest, and he kind of lumbers back, and he bumps against the well and kind of windmills his arms and drops his pole arm, but then he doesn't fall in. He catches himself. Catches his pole arm. You shouldn't have done that.
What are you gonna do about it?
It's
brandish
not
my
what I'm
flail.
going to do about it. So you guys turn around and you see about 6 armed guards. They look very similar to the guys you saw in the forest that were giving Poltruna a hard time. So they show up behind you. What are they doing then, hag? One of the guys shouts over your shoulder to the guy, and theft. Which one then? And he points at you, Drackle. And then
right. Listen, I got nothing in my hands. I haven't even reached for nothing. I didn't steal nothing. This ain't theft.
he put a hand on me. And then the guy's like, all right, I'd say that constitutes a ruckus. Aye, aye. And they all nod around. And so they approach you, Drackle, and they say, you gonna make this hard, or you gonna make it easy?
Well, I guess it depends what that means.
That is not for you to know. It's a hard or easy. I'll give you one last chance.
Listen, I've always been called hard, so I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
And I'll pull out my flail.
I've already got my flail out now.
Okay.
I have my bow out.
So where are these guys? Let me find some guys here. Let's say these guys. So these guys start to circle. Actually, where are you? You're down here. So they start to go. They're kind of around Drackle here. So you guys are kind of off a little bit. Very close still. So you're going to take out your flail. Does that mean you guys are going to enter combat? Is that the idea?
I think so.
The guy is on the stream too. The art is still.
Oh yeah. I'll take this down. Okay. Is everybody else participating, or is this just Drackle versus these guys?
I am.
And just so you guys know, you guys are definitely within earshot, eye shot of this town. You guys are not like off in a forest somewhere hidden. So, just so you know. So is everybody going in on this?
The option we have, really.
Okay.
Only see on your
I'll
own
keep
option.
Poltroon out of the initiative order because he doesn't attack. But you guys do get a bonus. Alright, so here we go. Get the combat going here. Let's roll. Who gets to go first? Player characters get to begin. So everybody do me a favor and roll your initiative. And we'll see how this goes down. I need to find a different tune in here. What's a good... How about this one? Okay, so these guys circle you. They all have spears, actually. And then after you say that, you get to go actually, Drackle. Oh, I forgot to roll for these guys. Drackle, you are top of the initiative order.
Okay. How close is that guy? The
This
well
guy,
guard
let
to
me
into
put
the well.
Let me put him out there too. I'll say he's like, so this guy, oops. This guy's probably here, and then this guy's probably like in between him-ish there. So you're kind of surrounded, basically.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll go for the closest one. And
Which one?
before I'll start.
The guy who's
kinda,
addressing
like,
you? Maybe
swinging-
this guy right here?
Sure, yeah, that asshole. And I'll start kind of like swinging the flail a little bit, and just say, "All right, now listen. He insulted my face, and I gave him a little tap. If you want to make something of it, you won't walk out of here."
We are the law in this town. Are you telling us we can't honor the law of the Bog Lord?
I mean, is that what you're really doing, or you just causing a fuss?
Old hag here says that you've been causing a ruckus. We have rules around these parts about a ruckus. And he points the spear back, and you can see it's sort of like zeroed in on the pillory where the man you kicked in the ass and stole the silver was from. 12 hours is all you need to be in there. Not so bad. Could be worse. Could have been theft, and in which case we'd cut your hand off.
I don't like this.
You gonna stick your head in that hole?
Bullies are nothing but bullies around here.
Not so bad, really.
Yeah, I think I'd rather not. And I will swing at. I will hit him with the flail.
Okay, so you swing at this guy. Give me an attack roll. He's wearing leather armor, so it is a negative D2.
So the armor is 2. Target armor 2.
Yeah, -2 or whatever. Yeah, it's gonna soak. Okay, so you make impact with your flail. Pierces through his armor. Do you want to do anything else? You're kind of surrounded. You could probably push through them if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll swing at that guy, and I'm gonna push out this way.
Okay.
I don't think I can do 2 things at once, but if I'm pushing through, I'd love to drop a shoulder and old hag here on the way by towards the well. But if not, I'll wait.
Yeah, I'd say you can probably push through him, but like you're not going to do any damage or knock him over or anything like that.
That's fine. Then I'll just make a pointed extra push directly through him.
Heading for some of these scraggled these dead trees up here. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
just to not I'll still stay with my people, but not be surrounded anymore.
Got it.
I'll leave Erm there.
okay. So speaking of Erm, you are up next. What would you like to do?
Well, in times of violence, I think a song is required, so I'm gonna beat my drum.
Okay, so what does beating your drum do?
Well,
Are you playing the skin flute next? That's what I need to know.
So here's the thing. It could mess up a lot of things. So I have
Perfect.
to roll 2d6.
Okay.
So 6+, everyone except you tests agility against DR14 or falls prone. If I get an 11, I choose D4 creatures that can hear my drumming. Their spines break like twigs, and I cannot drum again that day.
Oh, shit.
And 12, my ears won't stop ringing, and I am deaf for the next 24 hours.
Oh, man.
So
Okay.
I can't wait for this 12.
So you got to roll, you said a DR12, right?
I have to roll 2d6.
Oh, 2d6. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and I get one of those 3.
Okay, one of those depending on the result. Okay, well, if you would like to do that, go right ahead.
So what's the worst that could happen?
I'm glad it's not an ability check. 2. Is that the shit one or the good one?
I don't think that does anything, actually.
Shit, okay.
Wait a second. Treasures. Yeah, that doesn't do anything.
It just you're just
hit a
drumming.
drum. I just hit a drum.
These guys kind of look at you when you start playing a drum. Oh, he wants to play a song. Ha ha. All right. So, do you want to run away or do anything
Yes.
else? You want to run? Okay.
I
Where
wanna run
where do you want to run?
Over here.
Okay. So you run as far as you can. You know, there's some trees sticking up out of the ground. Don't provide much cover, but you kind of head that way. All right. Next up is Hostan. What would you like to do? As Drackle dashes by you, pushing through. Decides to play a little tune, but nothing happens, and runs as well.
Let's see. I'm gonna step up to the closest guy there, brandishing my flail and shield.
This guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I fucking hate bullies. And I swing the flail for his head.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay, you do hit. Did you do the 2? Oh, damn.
I did,
so you... And 4 damage. So you get a good bite out of this guy. He kind of like stumbles back a few steps and grabs his wound. And, you know, between his fingers, blood starts oozing through his leather armor. Do you want to move at all, or do you want to hold your ground?
I'm just gonna back up a little bit up to the others for now.
Okay. So you back up. Next up is... What's up?
I was just gonna say try to keep eyes on the enemies.
Got it. Doesn't Poltroon do something special for
Yeah,
you?
wasn't people getting? Well, no, he does it for the whole party.
Yeah,
Did-
you got to tell me though. I don't remember. What does he
Oh.
do? I guess I can click on him. It's
Says, for the
a
first 2 rounds, you and your
plus
allies
2
get a
on
plus
action
2 on
defense.
attack
Okay.
defense.
So
Would
far, it
that
hasn't
help anyone?
mattered. All of you
Okay.
guys have hit, so we haven't lost anything.
Okay.
So what would you like to do is, Hostan kind of runs up into your where you are, and then, Drakel and Drakel and are dashing into the thin forest.
This is the opposite direction that we're supposed to go in, but I'm gonna back up and
Okay.
draw my crossbow and try to hit this guy.
Hit X on your keyboard and you can point. That guy? Okay, so yeah, that's the one that
Oh god.
Hostan injured, and he's kind of just, picking himself up. He looked like he got a pretty heavy hit. So why don't you give me...
spinny circle now? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it goes away. So give me a attack roll, and you get a +2. But then the armor is a D2, negative D2.
Okay.
Okay, unfortunately, you missed. The bolt goes by. Why don't you roll me a D2 and call odd or even?
Okay. Wait, how do I roll a d2?
Slash R D2, I think.
Yeah.
Even.
Okay, the bolt just dashes into the mist and is gone.
Alright, fine.
So do you want to move or anything, or are you gonna hold your ground where you are?
No, I'm gonna go into the forest more. Just be like, Drakel, this was a terrible idea.
All right, so next up, you're gonna regret that. And this guy that you guys have both been attacking rushes up to Hassan and Hostan. Sorry, I need you to give me a defense check
All right.
as he lunges at you with his spear, and you get a +2.
Oh, yeah.
So what did you roll? Okay, so you got a 13. So actually,
Yeah.
he doesn't do anything. So you just kind of dash out of the way, and like right under your armpit, like this spear goes. And so the
Alright.
next up, he holds his ground. He does not run away. This guy behind Hag, he kind of runs up to you and attacks as well. Actually, you know what? No, he pushes by Hag and goes up to Drakel. And Drakel. I'll get your name right one of these times. And he actually has a net on his back you didn't notice, and he goes and he reaches out and he tries to hurl it on you. So what I need you to do is give me an agility DR12 check, Drakel.
Yeah. +3. Do I get the +2 from that, or is it just attack defense?
Yeah, let's say you do, because it's a defense. So agility is defense. So yeah, I'll give it to you. Okay, so the net,
so I got a 20.
yeah, he casts it. He casts it wide. You get out of the way, and it hits the ground and kicking up dust. So next up is this guy, and he does the same thing. He rushes over to you, actually around the well. Same thing, casting a net out. Give me another agility check with a +2. Woo, man, you guys are rolling good tonight. Okay, again, the net just falls short. Catches on one of these tree branches, let's say. And they're just fucking cursing under their breath. The final guy, he sees these guys run away, and he decides instead to go for Hostan. So give me a defense check. And it's +2. It's going to be a D6 damage if you get hit.
Right. Alright, I forgot to.
Oh,
I forgot
shit.
to- Oh, wow.
Okay, so he
there.
stumbles, and you get a free attack on him. So why don't you roll me a
Okay.
attack roll?
Okay. Still D2, right, for their armor?
Yeah, still D2 leather. Holy shit!
Oh my god.
Dang, 220s in a
Two
row.
20s in a row.
Oh damn. Okay, you hit this guy hard as hell, and he like falls to his knees, and you hear this big crunch and a spray of blood, and he just screams out loud. So he's kind of like, he's pretty fucked up. Okay.
Said I fucking hate bullies.
So next up is Drackle. So these nets are on the ground. You just dodged out of the way. What would you like to do?
Can I don't need proficiency. Can I pick up a net and throw it on this lead guy?
Yeah, you can try. Yeah, of course.
Sure,
He's
then
still
I'd
like,
to do
they're
that.
still holding it, so it's not like,
Oh,
it's
and
sort
he
of
didn't
like a
toss
big
the
ass
net?
net, and he's tossing it, and he's like, he was trying to do this, so it fell
Gotcha,
short.
gotcha. Well, then
Yeah.
never mind. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna hit him again. I'm gonna go for like a knee or something.
Which guy? This guy here?
Yeah, the main guy. This was
This
the
is
main
the first
right?
guy who ran up to you, yeah.
Yeah. The one that was talking, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a smack on him.
Put a smack on him. And it's still +2. Okay, so unfortunately, yeah, your
doesn't
flail
go to
comes
damage,
down
though.
and just, yeah, glances off his leather armor, so you do impact. Do you want to hold your ground, or do you want to move, or do anything else?
I would probably for next time, I guess. If I do 2 attacks, it's just is it DR14 for both?
What is your... No, that was dual... I guess dual wielding's the same. So you only get 1 attack per turn? I know there
thought
was...
if you have 2 weapons, you can hit with both.
Yeah, there's like an alt rules, and I think the way it
Flails and
works is the
Kimbo,
DR is the what was it? I think it was you add the damage die to it. So what is your damage die on your flail? Like a 6 or an 8?
It is an 8.
Okay. So yeah.
That's right. I was just gonna see if I do the bite attack too, if we could use 2 weapons, but I'm not really holding it, so I don't think it would really.
Yeah, we'll say like
no
it's
worries.
pretty much 1 attack. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So up next is Urm. So you're beating on your drum over there. It doesn't seem to be doing anything other than making people laugh. So what would you like to do?
Isn't it working? I only have a club, and it doesn't do that much damage, so I'm gonna try again. This time I'm gonna hit the drum harder. And
Oh
hopefully...
shit! Okay.
Oh.
You persist in your drum beating. Why don't you give me a 2d6? So you got 10. What is that?
So 10 means 6 plus. So everyone except me tests agility against DR14 or falls prone.
Oh shit.
wow.
Okay, you guys. This is round 2, so you still get that +2. I'll say that's valid on this. So that can be a tough roll though. For DR14. So why doesn't everybody give me an agility check? +2. Does that count, Drackle? Is that your +2 as well, or is that your? Is that without the +2, Drackle? You're 11. So it looks like Hostan saves, Katla saves.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were talking to me. I keep forgetting Draco's my name. It's 11, but can I omen or bless that?
Well, so
that one
does this
extra point.
does this include the +2 already?
Well, so it'd be a 13 with the +2, which is short by 1.
Oh yeah. That's right. Okay. Yeah, you can. What do you want to do? Do you want to omen it or bless
I could
it?
bless it unless bless is you have to bless before.
Oh,
the
that's
bless
right.
it too.
We said you have to use a bless first, so you're gonna have to use an omen if you want to fix that.
I mean, I'm just prone, right? Like
You're on
I can just
on the
stand back
ground,
up.
falling on the ground. Yeah.
We do
Okay,
have
I'll
But you
just
do
take
have
it.
guys throwing
Yeah.
nets at you, just so you know. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot easier for them to net you.
Fuck. All right. Well, then I'll just reduce the DC by 4 with an omen and just save
Okay,
it.
so you succeed. Okay,
Yeah.
so you are at 0. I will update it right now. All right. Let's see. All right, we should be up to date on your overlay. So everybody saved, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Except,
and it doesn't do anything. That was like a failure, right? That was just like to screw your party over.
It says, let me see. It says everyone except me. So would that include them as well?
Sounds like. it.
Oh yeah, that sounds like everybody. Yeah, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
roll. It's a DR14.
Yeah.
So that'll be this guy's roll. Okay, he fails. So this guy is there like a prone? Yeah, here we go. Prone. And I'll roll for this guy. Oh shit. Prone. This guy next. Oh man, these guys are all failing. All right, the last guy. He was almost already prone though. He was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, that guy was.
So I'm going to say this guy rolls a 1. I'm going to say he takes like D2. Let's see here. D2. See if it absorbs.
Twist
See
his
what we
ankle
got
or
here.
something.
2. Let's see how much of that he absorbs. Okay, so he takes 1 point of damage as he hits the ground hard. So all of these guys are prone. They've all fallen to the ground. You guys have kept your footing. Okay, so are you standing your ground? Are you moving?
Time to run.
Time to
I'd
run.
say.
Okay, so again, behind. Where do you want to go? Because you see off close to the east, you see like this the shack you guys were talking to the boatmaster. Obviously, there's some more boardwalks leading to the Boglord's fort.
Did we see other guards in the town, or was it just these 4?
Yeah, there was guys walking around periodically. It wasn't like a heavily guarded town or anything like that, but so far no one's come. No one else.
Unless we want to possibly fight the whole town, I think we should run
Yeah, I
away.
don't- I feel like we should probably get out of here.
So I'm gonna head north into the somewhat forest.
Okay. So these guys are all prone. So Hostan, you are up next. So the way this is going to work, if you guys want to run away, you guys can freely run away because they're basically all knocked on their ass. So you're
Yeah.
going to have plenty of time
Yeah.
to get away if you want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll move back toward the rest of them.
Okay.
Are we
So-
all that's just what we can all do, or is
Or
it per
you
turn?
can keep fighting, whatever you want to do. It's up to you.
No, I'm just gonna say fuck your wishes, and then I'm gonna run into the.
Into the forest. Okay. So you guys,
Yeah.
what about Katla and Poltroon? Are you?
So we were doing this like kind of far on the edge of town. Do you think the people the other edge of the town now this was happening?
That's up to you guys. I mean,
Like if we ran up and around to like the far dock on the other side, do you think they'd notice?
When we get to that guy in the boat shack.
I mean, I can't tell you that. Like, you just have to do
All right,
it.
let's do it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, at the
Someone
very
might
least we
have to
should
run.
run into the trees and hide for a night.
So,
and then
yeah,
just sneak
this-
back to the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boatmaster.
this isn't a massive
With
city or anything,
disguises.
right? Yeah, this isn't a massive
With the
city.
mud disguises.
It's a pretty small
Okay.
settlement. There is like that fort, obviously, that's pretty large, but dominating the space. But it's mostly a bunch of shacks on these boardwalks, and like I said, everything's elevated because it's on the swamp, and you have these boardwalks leading from, building to building, creating like these walkways. So you guys run away into the forest, into the mist, snapping branches as you just barrel through this thing, and you guys head to the northernmost part, getting close to where you entered Trarish. So you guys see that there's there was 5 entrances. There were all these covered bridges, these small, shitty covered bridges. There's like this creek running underneath the bridges. And so you guys find yourselves on the bank of that creek, just kind of lying low for a little bit.
Progress. 2
Yeah.
episodes in, we shopped a little bit.
You shopped.
There we go.
You attacked the town guards. Well, you know, alerted them.
They attacked us.
Yeah.
Our safes, our 2 seconds before, told by our GM, a relatively safe spot for us to come back to.
That's so funny. Yeah.
I have to know, what would you have wished for?
I don't, probably nothing. To be able to read, I don't know.
To be able to read.
Yeah.
Be literate.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. We need to come up with a plan. Steal a boat.
Well, I think buying one's out of the picture.
I think so too.
We could just sneak back and buy a boat, can't we?
Maybe we could
Word will
wish for one.
spread.
We could go back and get more wishes, or some wishes. I don't disagree with you there.
Yeah.
I feel like if we just lay low for a night and just sneak back to the Dockmaster, get a boat, and just head out, I think that's probably good, right?
Maybe. The word will spread, though. We're strangers in this small backwater town. We're not exactly hidden.
Right, but I think silver speaks to everyone.
True.
We
Your
only have
Highness.
so much silver, though.
Yeah. It's true.
I've got a little bit stashed away, but not too much.
I got 50? Yeah, I've got 50.
Erm's sitting on 190.
Oh, damn. Erm.
It's got
All
a
right.
little stashed away, okay.
Look,
Yeah.
people like the drum. All I'm saying.
Damn.
God,
Yeah,
gotta
I
call
have that
someone else your
82.
majesty now. Yeah.
Okay, so
I
you guys
got,
are...
61.
And remember, like I said, you guys do not have to take a boat. This is a marsh traversable on foot if you'd like. However, I'm sure you are aware of the benefits of using a boat. It's quicker, possibly safer, because you can see you don't have your feet underwater. But you guys can totally do it on foot if you want.
I'm personally more keen toward using a boat.
Okay.
And
So you guys are deliberating, kind of hiding down in this bank. There's some reeds and overgrowth. Keeping low. Some people are just, entering the town, exiting the town through these covered bridges, but no one seems to notice you. You're just kind of standing there slapping mosquitoes as they land on your face and exposed parts. You're rustling in the
Can we
grass.
see the well still?
I'm gonna say no. It's you guys kind of ran through this sparse forest, twisted forest, and there's sort of like this. There's a mist in the air, a fog. It's not like crazy thick, but it's from where you guys are. You guys booked it pretty far.
Okay. If we look into the town from our vantage point, we probably can't see the town either, can we?
You can see sort of the beginnings of it. I'm guessing you guys are probably a little bit more north than you're showing here. Like I said, the covered bridges are like up here somewhere. So
Yeah.
I just assumed you guys moved pretty far away,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't be followed.
Far enough, yeah.
Far enough, yeah.
So I think we could just wait till nightfall, then go knock on a door and just get a boat and head out.
Down.
Okay, so you guys are gonna just like wait here till night?
Yeah.
Cool. I get to make nightfall happen. So you guys hang out here. Again, never noticed. No one ever pays you any mind. Your skin does itch though because of all these mosquitoes. So yeah, night falls. You can see just the crackling torchlight from Trarish. You can see silhouettes passing in front of it. The streets seem to be a little bit less congested. They were never that busy, but even fewer people are about. There's some drunkards. There's some of the fishermen kind of looks like they're heading home, or maybe to the Lone Ship Inn. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, the Lone Ship's Inn. What would you guys like to do?
I think we're just gonna sneak around the outskirts of town, maybe like the other way, and then just kind of like skirt along the wherever those guys aren't. Really is
Yeah.
our plan.
Keep an eye out for them.
So are you
as
guys
we
heading back
go.
south toward the well, or are you kind of like going around the entire, like going through the city? Like, what is your plan?
Probably around the
Sure.
town. Was that the idea?
Yeah, like up and over.
So you guys, okay, so you guys head around again, keep to the outskirts of it. You're kind of just squelching through this very, very damp ground, making your way around through the marketplace. And so I'm guessing you're going to try to like head over here somewhere? Like move around this way?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the original plan.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go around there.
So you guys make your way over there, and you do notice that there are some guards at the dock. They're kind of walking back and forth. They're not like stuck here. They're just there for representation, you know, but they're just kind of pacing around, you know, keeping vigilant, squinting into the darkness. But yeah, like you see it on this map, there are two docks. There's one here and one here.
And it's the second one that you pointed at that has the like better boats on it.
It's kind of all a mix.
All mix. Okay.
So you could attempt to you know, try to get one of the boats that's on this dock here if you want.
Yeah.
Again, it's hard to see though, right? It's hard. You almost
Yeah.
It's dark. It is, with the exception, this torchlight does not go very far. It's very hard to see. There's not much moonlight. You can just see like a faint glint on the water out here, but recognizing a good boat from a bad boat at this distance is probably going to be pretty challenging. So you're going to have to get closer, yeah.
Yeah. Drackle, should we test our luck getting onto the docks, talking to the dockmaster, or should we steal a vessel?
Well, I mean, I feel like we about used up all the luck here anyway. I don't know if just taking a boat is really going to make it much worse. We could talk to this guy here. And maybe get him to try lead us out to a boat, and if we get stopped, we can, I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
I'm out
Right.
of plans. I just wanted a wish, and now we can't get a fucking boat. Is the problem.
Oh, Drackle just wanted to read.
Oh,
Just wanted to
man.
read.
Sad tale of the
Words
episode.
make no sense.
That'll be the title of the episode. Drackle just wanted to read.
We're almost halfway through, and we still haven't even started the actual adventure.
I know.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have created that little prelude, I guess. I mean, But here we are. Here we are.
Oh.
Okay, so you guys again, you're
Yeah.
squelching through this the boggy border of Trarish. Okay, you're gonna be heading toward the shack then.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna try to squelch sneakily to this person's house and sneakily go in and sneakily give this guy some money to sneakily sneak us out of here.
Smuggle us out.
Yeah.
So this was kind of a it wasn't really a house. It was kind of a small establishment where, you know, crew would hang out, like people to be hired. So yeah, you approach the back of the building. You don't see any lights on. The windows are shuttered. And like I said, you're on the back side of it. You haven't made it to the front unless you would like to. The ground here gets a little bit more. There's like a little. There's some steps up to this this boardwalk, so you can get out of the marsh.
I mean, unless someone else has a better idea, I guess this is our best plan right now. And we're letting Drackle make it, so
This
I don't know.
this is clearly the smartest one in the party.
Clearly.
Let's fight the town.
Yeah.
I want to wish. I want to kill the town.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess this is what we're doing.
I mean, wishes are pretty cool though. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
wishes are pretty cool.
Just go murder the guy at the well at some point during this adventure. So
Okay.
yeah, I just want to sneak around and try to like get into the front, I guess, and see if anyone's just like sleeping in there or something.
So you make your way around the edge of the building, and again, the torch light here is pretty bright. There's some torches on the facade of this shack, and you see in the edge of the torch light, you know, this guard kind of walking back and forth. He stops here. He looks out. So if you want to make it to the front of the building, I need you to give me an agility check to see how quietly you can make it around, because this guy's very.
Oh.
Anybody wanna toss an omen on that?
Sure. I've got 2.
You got 2 omens. So yeah, it would be just a standard difficulty, but you want him to is he going to re-roll it? Oh man. Okay, well let me remove your omen really quick here. So you
Can we help?
no.
I guess it's too late.
It's too late. He kind
have
of walked up there
Plus
and was like
3 in agility, and
on being
on 2
sneaky.
rolls got an 8. Yeah.
Maybe
So,
we should
Because we are
Uh,
fighting the town.
Yeah. So Drackle, you're standing up there and you step on a board and it snaps, and sploosh, it breaks, goes into the water. You fall over and there's some crates on the side of this building, and you make a ruckus. And immediately,
Fucking damn it.
immediately this guard, his head snaps in that direction, and he starts running up these steps. He doesn't see you yet though, but he did hear something. And again,
Gonna
all of you
play-
guys, are you guys all where you are? So like Katla, you don't even really know what's going on. You're just kind of off in the forest a little bit. And then I guess
I'm a little closer.
yeah, I know this is all sort of like representational. This isn't exact,
Right.
but so you guys can tell
Right.
me, did you all of you guys follow Drackle up to this boardwalk, to these steps to leading up there? Or are you guys kind of lying low in the shadows or the darkness?
I'm lying low on the corner of the building, like looking around, watching.
Okay.
Like,
And remember,
saw this happen.
all of these structures are elevated, so you can go underneath them if you want to, right? But if you want to go
Okay.
up to them and get inside them, you got to go up on the boardwalk. So
Yeah.
okay, so yeah, this guy, he's at the front of the building. He's like, he checks the door, he's looking around, and he starts pacing the front of the building, kind of visoring his eyes, looking around, squinting through the torchlight. And Drackle, you're kind of like crouched there on the side, just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do, or what does anybody else want to do? Does anybody else want to do anything before Drackle acts?
Do I see any like objects lying on this side of the building, like refuse or bottles or something?
So did you make your way up kind of behind Drackle and to the back of the building then?
Yeah, kind of like peering around the side. I kind of probably saw him. I don't see the guard, but I probably saw him.
So what are you looking for?
Just like a bottle or something.
A bottle?
Yeah.
Why don't you roll me a presence check? Let's
Okay.
just see what happens. Let's leave it to the dice. Okay. You don't find anything but sun bleached rope and
Yeah.
mud, dried mud. So
Okay.
that's what you find.
I'm not wasting my omen on that.
Okay, so Katla, anything you want to do is Hostan kind of makes his way up and he's rummaging around behind that shack.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way up to the back of the shack as well, but try to stay out of sight.
Okay, so you get behind Hostan, I guess. You climb up the steps and you're back on the boardwalk. What about you, Katla and Poltroon? What are you doing?
We're gonna stay like in the tree line.
Okay. So he obediently follows. All right, let's go back up to Drackle. What do you want to do as you're crouching here beside this shack?
Is it at all possible that if I just don't move, he won't see me?
So right now, you can't really see him, but I guess I already told you could see him, so let's say you can see him. He's kind of pacing the front of the, he didn't go around the side for whatever reason. But he's keeping an eye on the front. He's staying in the torchlight because around where you are is pretty dark. But yeah, he's pacing back and forth across the front of this the shack.
Do I feel like I have enough mobility that I could like put something in my sling and fire away somewhere?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
I'm gonna
you
try.
can just roll. I mean, you're like I
Yeah.
said, you're kind of crouched behind these crates in the darkness. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can use a sling.
All right. Well, I have a sling, and then I'm going to try. I'm just gonna I mean, I actually don't even use my sling. I'm just gonna grab something. I don't care. What's in my
Yeah, there's like
inventory.
just some debris and shit on the side of the building. Like I
Yeah.
said, there's some crates. There's some like little.
I'm gonna
whatever,
chuck some
chunks of
debris
wood.
and like away from me, but in the dark to make more noise elsewhere.
Okay.
Gotta like
Just
distract
off
them
to
in
the
every
side. So
direction.
are you throwing it sort of off the? Because I guess just imagine there's sort of these boardwalks going everywhere. I know they're not on here.
Right,
Are you gonna try
yeah.
to throw it
Yeah.
onto one, or are you gonna try to throw it into the water, or the marshland?
Just since it's representative, wherever I think that like a person could be, like if there's like a space off the boardwalk or something, just try to chuck it in the dark in a direction. If hitting the boardwalk would make someone, if I think that I could see that, it's just whether I can see it. Basically, just
So-
the opposite direction of me in the dark.
I would
Whatever it hits,
say,
it hits.
I would say again, these everything's elevated, right? So you would think hitting the boardwalk would cause more sound than throwing it into the water. So if you'd like to try to hit the boardwalk, I'll give you make you do like an agility, or sorry,
Alright,
no,
let's go
a presence check, right? That's a ranged attack. So just a straight
Alright, let's go
presence
for
if
it.
you want to try to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So give me a presence. Oh shit.
Shit.
Okay, so a 20. Not
Oh,
only
yeah.
does it hit something quite far away, but by some miracle, the piece of wood you found snaps in half, and it almost sounds like somebody walking. And he goes off to investigate somewhere up here.
So at that point, I will quietly disengage myself and then try to continue on with what I was doing.
Okay, so you want to go back into the front of the building and try to
Yeah.
get into the front door? Okay.
See if somebody's there. Yeah. If not, grab some boat keys,
Okay. So before he goes, does anybody else want to do anything? Holstein, you saw this. You saw him sort of distract this guard, and the guard kind of,
Yeah.
ran over to where it came from.
I'll go around to the front and find like a I guess like a shadowed little cubby, or not cubby, but a corner around the front of the building. I'll keep watch.
Okay. So the front of the building is pretty exposed. Like I said, there's a couple torches on it, so the facade is relatively well lit. There's really not much you can do to hide in the front. You could probably hide around the side in the darkness if you want to, but while you're in the front, you're pretty exposed.
What about underneath the boardwalk itself?
You could probably drop down into the water if you want, yeah. But I mean, it's a good it's a good drop. I guess I should show you just to get an image of what this place looks like. I think I have one somewhere. Where was it? Yeah, it's not all squished though.
Okay, yeah.
So this gives you kind of a better idea. So, you know, it's like a good, like, I don't know, 6 to 8 feet from the lowest one into like the marshy water stuff. So some of them are obviously higher, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be down on this side of the building, not on the boardwalk.
Okay, so you're gonna go into the water?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stick close to the stairs, and I'm gonna try to. If I see them coming, like one of the guards or something, I'm gonna make a noise for Drackle or something.
Yeah,
or
you could
just
probably
distract
like
the guard.
thunk thunk on the you know on the board ahead on your head. Okay, so Kala, do you guys want to do anything? Both of these guys have retreated or approached the front of the building.
I'm in my way to the back of the building.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of maybe go under it a little and kind of sit there.
So you want to go under the building rather than going up the steps to be elevated out of the water or marshland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'll keep an eye on the back of the building.
Okay, what about you? Anything?
I'll just follow Hostan under.
You're gonna go under there? Okay, because you guys are both under there. Drackle, it's back up to you. So you're at the front of the building. Do you want to? The door is closed. The windows are shuttered.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna spend 30 minutes just trying to get in this building. It's gonna be empty. Is what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna try to open the door.
Okay. So you open the door and it's locked.
Great. Nice. Awesome.
Are there any boats on the dock that don't look tied up?
No, they're all tied. Yeah, they're definitely all tied to the dock. There's none that are like anchored. But again, you know, I mean, you could sneak over and untie it. It's not like out of the question. You know.
I mean, I think that's just the best bet at this point. I'm just gonna
probably.
But one of these guys is gonna be our guide, though, right? Through this shit.
So, you guys have a map. This guy here mentioned, the one you met, mentioned that he would take you to a nearby island. That was it. He's not gonna. He didn't say he was gonna give you a tour of the place. He just said, "Yeah, for 10 silver, I'll take you across this place." But like I said, you guys have a map, so.
True.
Okay. Can I know that Drackle's like beneath or that?
Yeah, for sure. Beneath? Yeah, because he dropped down. He walked around the front and then dropped down, so you know he's down there. Yeah.
I'll whisper a message that just says like, "I'm going for a boat. Pass it on."
Okay. All right.
Okay, so you do in the distance, Drackle. You sneak by. You see a guy kind of pacing back and forth, but again, there's this middle area here. It's in darkness, and he doesn't seem to see you. So you make your way onto the dock, and you see a collection of boats. So you're trying to look for a fine boat.
Yeah, I want a nice boat.
You want a nice boat. All right, why don't you roll me a since you're such a smart guy, why don't you roll me a presence check, and we'll see what happens. Okay. You, for some reason, you feel like you have night vision. Perhaps the moonlight is particularly bright this evening, but you spot a boat that you believe is quite a taker. So,
yacht of the dying world.
There you go.
All right. Well, I go to it. I untie it. I marvel at my genius.
Okay.
And then I just prepare for my comrades.
All right. Yeah. So I guess I would have climbed up onto the dock as he went by, or as I heard him.
And again, you guys are careful. You spot. Well, my fucking view's way off. You guys spot this guy over here.
Okay.
So you're careful. I won't make you do a roll because he's.
Okay. I'll
And the
just
rest
keep
of you
going
guys
on
are
until I see
following?
him.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys all make it to this boat. Except Kala. She's hanging out back there. You guys all agree it looks pretty damn good. So are you guys just climbing aboard?
Yeah.
And this isn't a covered
Yeah.
boat whatsoever. It's just pretty much a standard, like a larger sized, like a not like a medium-ish fishing boat. Nothing extravagant whatsoever, but it looks like it's going to keep the water out at least. So you guys hop into this, and are you guys just pushing off south into the water?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think this is a good time to take a quick break. The party has finally made it to the swamp, so we'll see what awaits them in the swamp in about 10 minutes. We will be right back. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, bye. We're back with Mörk. The party, they have successfully destroyed the reputation in Trarish. Not that they had much of a reputation anyway, by trying to steal some wishes from an alleged wishing well. But they got a little violent. The town guard showed up, but they escaped after played his drum, knocking them all flat on their asses so they could buy them time to run away and then scout around the town. And now they are sneaking down the dock. They found a fine-looking boat courtesy of Drackle. And so here we are. You guys are on the dock. Are you boarding the boat? That is the question.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'd say, yeah.
As I board the boat, are there like crates on the dock or anything? Any barrels of, equipment of any
Yeah,
sort?
there's rope and stuff, but everything's kind of like nailed shut and closed up. So you can, you could attempt to pry it open and look inside if you want, but that may make some noise.
Make noise, yeah. I'm just gonna get on the boat.
Okay, you guys all board the boat and push off into the swamp. So let me switch the map finally. All right, here we go. So it is nighttime, so I guess I'll make it nighttime on this map too.
I look around the boat itself. Is there much on the boat?
No, not really. There's an anchor. There's some rope. There's like there's some oars, and then there's a pole, where you can push it along because the water here may not be very deep. So let me add your tokens. Actually, I think I made a boat. Did I make a boat? I'll just put your tokens on here. So you guys are here. Katla. We'll leave Poltroon out of it for now, just so there's not so many tokens on here. And I think I got I think that's everybody. So you guys, I'll scoot you guys over a little bit. So again, the fog, the mist is just thicker as you guys push out. It's quiet. You hear, frogs croaking. You hear some like a splash of water, some things moving through it. But pretty much everything is relatively quiet, other than the sounds of the evening. So what would you... Oh, there's my boat. I did make you guys a boat. Oh, I need to move. I need to change the stream. There we go.
Yeah. Nice.
So you guys, I think you guys have control over the boat. Can you guys all move it? Like click on it and see if you can move it.
There's not really light.
You can't see anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
move
we
it.
can, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Been in the boat.
Let me... Let's try to put you guys...
Quite a small boat.
It's
See
just
what we
representative. You guys can all
Yeah.
fit in here.
Yeah. Just
Are you
pile
guys
this all
seeing
on
light
in
off the
there.
boat at all?
A little bit. Not very much. Like goes out
Yeah,
around.
yeah. So that's representing. I'm just gonna say like I said, it's very foggy. You can't see very far, but you guys do have a map. So if you guys, why don't we just? I'll leave your tokens on here, but I guess you guys can just move the boat where you want to go. So like I said, reference your map. There might be some hints on there. There might be some areas where you would like to go first.
Wait, how do we reference the map?
It should be in your journal entries.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Got it. So you guys can look at it, and you guys can just tell me. I'll bring it up also, and you guys can point where you would like to go on this map. So you guys are. Can I point on the map? No.
Maybe not. No.
So you guys are obviously in the northern part where Trarish is. That's the town.
Yeah.
And so you guys can read the labels and see the land masses and stuff. So you guys can tell me essentially where you want to travel.
Well, so I see ghosts. So no, there's a spot that said avoid. There's that
Yeah.
there's that circled area, hideout, treasure, question mark, and then like an arrow, question mark. Maybe should we want to shoot for that kind of like swirled, like circled
Yeah.
area first?
So the way this is going to work travel-wise on the map is that it's going to take, I believe, let me see really quick here. It's going to take where is it? D6 hours to move from place to place. So if you see a landmass, for example, that first island there in the center, between the Maze of Thorns and the Razor Fens, it'll take you D6 hours to get there. And then when you want to move to an adjacent spot, whatever that spot is, another D6 hours.
Okay.
So this is not like, a tiny little golf course of a swamp. It's
right.
It's pretty big, decent size anyway.
Okay. Maybe we should go to that first island just to, I don't know, scope it out and see if there's not a, I don't know. We should probably like go along the coastline, not actually get on the island, just follow the coastline of that first island.
We also haven't. Is it like nighttime and we haven't slept?
It is
at all?
nighttime. You guys waited till nighttime, yeah.
It's true.
So maybe we could sleep on the first island.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are going to try to head south directly to that first island. All right, somebody somebody roll me a d6. We'll just start with Katla at the top.
Okay. Did I do it? No.
You can just hit that d6 and it'll click it.
6.
6. Okay, so you guys push off. And it takes you, man, almost till morning to get there, I guess. So you guys, can you move this boat?
Looks like.
Oh,
You guys have control of it, right? Click on it and see if you can. Yeah, there you go.
Hey.
Look at the boat. Okay, so you guys push off into this to this island here. And whoa.
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
What is going on there?
So it's very quiet. It's lined with trees. The bank has reeds, very tall reeds running along it, but you don't see any light whatsoever. You don't hear any movement. You don't see any movement.
Hey, Jason, for some reason my token is like grouped with the boat token. That's why it moved, because I was trying to move my token. It's weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even if you try to move your token now?
Yeah. Yeah. I just moved mine, yeah.
Can you move
I
the
can't even
boat?
see my token.
And when I move the boat, it also moves my token.
Can you just click off? And because if you double drag across things, you'll move both. So just try to like on the left where you can. There's a person. It says
Oh, yeah.
token controls.
There's nothing
Here we
like
go.
Yeah.
there's nothing attached to you.
Yeah. Here we go, yeah. I
Okay.
just yeah. Alright.
So as I said, you guys are on the bank of this small island. The trees are just kind of creaking. But that's it. So you guys are on the bank there.
Right.
Probably
So we're
set
just gonna
camp.
sleep.
You're gonna try to
sleep here
camp
for the evening. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you're probably gonna have to sleep somewhat into the day, I guess, because it took you 6 hours to get to this island, and you guys started probably, I don't know, what, like 8 o'clock at night ish, maybe. So,
Roughly, yeah.
or do you guys want to try to like not sleep a full 8 hours or 6 hours or whatever it is?
Short, well, like half rest or something.
Okay, so you guys taking watch at all, or are you guys just honking out, like climbing onto the dock? Not on the dock, onto the island.
We should probably rest for the whole thing. I mean, if we're gonna start this whole, if we're gonna get the benefits from whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're just no
Right.
detriments, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll keep watch, right? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll take the
That
first
would
one.
be a good idea.
Okay.
so first watch. Why don't you roll me a d6, please?
Okay.
Okay. Your watch goes by uneventful. Who's up next?
I'll go next.
Okay, roll me a d6. And roll me a d10. Okay, as you're camping there, you hear something in the brush. You hear the grass rustling. And it seems to be moving closer to you.
Does it sound like it's fast approaching? Or like kind of slowly creeping up?
It kind of sounds like a rustling, like it's an erratic rustling. It doesn't sound like, like a steady gait or anything like that. It sounds like a shh, 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 rustling in the grass. But it's getting louder, slightly louder.
Can I try to take a look to see if I can kind of pinpoint where the sound's coming from?
Yeah, you can identify the direction. Yeah, it's coming like, I don't know, it's probably about 20, 25 feet away maybe from you. It's not from the water, it's from the land. It's coming in from the land, yeah. But it's kind of hard to see. Like, there is moonlight. It's pretty faint, everything's pretty dark. There's tall grass everywhere.
If I can, I'm going to pick up a rock and just kind of throw it towards that direction.
Okay. Yeah, you do that.
See if it maybe scares like it away.
You throw the rock and you hear the impact of the rock in the grass, and it stops, and it's silent for a moment, and then it kind of like, you hear that kind of shifting again. It doesn't appear to be getting any closer though, but it is sort of this persistent rustling sound.
I guess I'm gonna wake up whoever's next to me and let them know that we're not alone.
Okay. Are you gonna like wake everybody up or just
No, just
the
I
next
guess
person?
I'd be like, yeah, like host stand or something.
Okay.
All right. What's going on, Norm?
I hear a noise, and I don't think we're alone.
Uh, where is it?
It's over that way. And I'll point towards the noise. Is it still going?
Yeah, you can still hear it rustling.
Don't you hear it?
Yeah, you can hear it, host time.
Yeah. I'll wake up Drackle and Katla. Sorry to wake you. We might have a guest or dinner.
All right.
Dinner would be
Well.
nice.
So yeah, you're awakened and you hear this rustling sound in the distance. Does not seem to be getting any closer though. Sean Connery, voiced by Ducky.
Yeah, I like how he went from like the old
The
man
height-
from
Yeah, it evolves.
Yeah.
It evolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Willy Wonka flavor of voices. It just changes every
Yeah.
session.
Yeah, he's a bard. He's practicing his character.
Yeah, there
voices,
you go.
so,
There you go.
I'll step up toward the nuisance and
So
try
you
to get a better look at it.
you step forward and again it's darkness. There's tangled branches. It's dense trees, dense grass, and you hear like ah. It sounds like a bird, and then you hear just air expelling from lungs. And so, do you continue to pursue and search?
That stops me in my tracks. I look back at the group. Did you hear that? What the fuck is this?
Yeah, you guys all heard it. It did sound bird-like. It sounded like a very pathetic, like the last breath of a sick bird, maybe. A dying bird.
Dinner.
Yeah. Go check it out, host.
Yeah.
You guys woke me up for this.
So, host Dan, are you the one looking over at it? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you approach and you're kind of like, parting the grass, looking on the ground, and you do see something. You see a shine in the moonlight, and it's the shine of feathers, black feathers. And it is a raven, but there's something peculiar about this raven. It has no legs, and it only has one eye, and it's very dead.
Okay. Yeah, I go over up to it and kick it with my boot.
Okay, you kick it, and it just kind of,
Double check.
rolls over. It's very dead.
Okay,
But why don't you roll me roll me a presence check?
Uh-oh.
Okay. So you remember something from long ago. Like what's your I can't remember. What is your past? You were a heretic of some kind, right?
Yeah, heretic. I was tortured in the chambers in Galgenbeck.
So in Galgenbeck, while you were being tortured, while you're in your cell, there was you heard there was a chef there, a cook. I mean, chef is a very kind word for him. And he was always talking about a delicacy he would like to cook, and that was of a legless, one-eyed raven. That is quite delicious. It is a good omen. It brings good luck, and for whatever reason, that piece of information has stuck in your tormented psyche for some reason.
Okay. I pick it up by the tail feathers and bring it back to the group and tell them what I know of this.
Okay,
This
so
is a good omen.
yeah, so mechanically, the way this works, it's a delicacy if cooked properly, and it's going to feed D2 people and heals D4 hit points if you cook it properly.
Okay.
So we'll see how that might work.
Anyone know how to cook a bird?
I think you put fire underneath it. That's how I've always cooked them.
Just eats the food. I don't cook it.
It was usually prepared for me.
Ultron.
Milady, I'm not much of a cook. I'm sorry.
Very well. What should we do with this bird?
So I will, if you guys want to cook it, but again, like you guys can always hang on to it, right? You don't have to cook it immediately. It will eventually rot, but
Right.
But
Cooked meat lasts a little longer than
yeah, exactly.
decaying meat.
So you're gonna do a presence check. If you get a successful presence check, and I'd give Hostan, I'd give you a bonus of I'll give you like a +2 bonus because this cook just rattled on and on and on about exactly how he would do it.
Okay.
Do you guys have any knives or
Oh
anything?
shoot! I didn't mean to roll that.
I have some lard.
Oh, you have some lard. Okay.
We could cook. We could fry it.
You guys have anything to start a fire?
We got the torch, so I'd assume we have something to light it up.
Well, I mean,
maybe?
you guys made the torch. I think I
That's
said
true,
I'm not
we
gonna
did.
fuck you guys. You guys have some kind of something to light stuff. So
Okay.
I'll say you have a tinder
Well, I do have that
box.
toolbox.
Yeah,
you
let's
do,
just say
yeah.
you
I
have
don't like
something.
it.
I'm not gonna halt the adventure for something that retarded. So
No.
all right, so
Back to tarnish or whatever.
yeah, back to Charish. We need a tinder box.
And they throw us in jail for asking for a tinder box.
Yeah. Exactly.
No fucking wish.
So you guys,
Um,
I'll just say you guys cooked this bird. You guys managed to do it. I don't know, somehow it's serviceable. You succeeded on the roll. So yeah, if you want to hang on to that, like I said, it is a so it's a D2. So why don't you roll me a D2 as well, Hostan, to see how well you cook
Okay.
this bird. If you've managed to cook enough for 2 people. Nope, only it's a 1-person bird. It will heal D4 hit points though.
Okay.
All right, so you guys eat up. Or no, you're not eating it. You're storing it because you don't need any hit
Yeah.
points. So I'm just gonna say the night goes on uneventful. You guys all wake up. The sun, little sun there is, rises. So you guys, again, you're on the bank, and in the sunlight, you do see off the eastern coast, you see these bone-like protrusions. This whole area is riddled with them. They're just rising up like these bleached white swords out of the water. So you surmise that navigating through those would be very difficult. Does
Did
anybody
you say
have
morning
0 omens?
rose?
Oh yeah, Ryan,
zero.
roll your omens.
Oh
I
yeah.
do.
yeah,
You only roll them if you have
Um,
0 though.
Oh.
Yeah.
okay.
I don't remember how many I get total on my character.
I think you get D2 because you have 0 of 2.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
So I just
why don't
roll a
you-
D2.
I think if you just roll omens, it's on your character sheet.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Maxed
Get it.
out. All right, let me update that for
Get
you
it.
guys.
All right. Did you say it's now light out?
Yeah, it's as light as it can be, but I'm gonna keep the fog of war on there because it is very the fog is quite thick. So you can't see too far out in front of you. You can see maybe like, I don't know, 10 or 20 feet or something like that.
So based on the map, we're heading Do we think we're in the Maze of Thorns? Is that where we think we are?
I think so. Yeah.
That seems likely.
Or Razor Fens, yeah, maybe because
Well, you
So it
guys are in
does
you
kinda
guys are
look
in
like
the
it could be the
eastern
first thing.
part
yeah.
of that central island.
Okay. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
that the
Razor
the
Fen.
black spot in the middle,
Is the
directly
island?
down.
That's the island. Yeah.
Oh, so we're on the Razor
So
Fen
it's
side.
the inverse. Yeah, it's color wise. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why that big black splotch. I just completely ignored it out of my field of vision. It's like a nose. Can
So,
we?
what's up?
Nothing.
I was gonna say, like, you know, the way this works again is if you guys want to move to another adjacent space, then it's another D6 hours of travel on the boat. And you guys don't forget to mark off a ration.
Oh yes.
You guys have to eat every day and drink. So yeah, you guys, you barely missed the these razor sharp bones sticking up out of the swamp. So you are on the eastern bank of this small island here.
Well, I guess we just head down, right?
Yeah.
If we're trying to
that,
get to this circled spot, do we want to head to the top of? I wish I could point it to you on the map, but just
Right.
like where that circle I'm talking about is.
Yeah.
Is that where
Yeah.
you guys want to go? All right, so Drackle, as you guys board this boat again, you're reminded of how great your eyesight was in the night. It's quite a fine little boat. So why don't you roll me a d6? Okay. So you guys are trudging 4 hours south, heading toward that mysterious circle on your flesh map. So you guys move down. And you guys see something massive rising from the water. And I need to switch the map. And the song.
Probably leave tokens back on the island.
Alright, so let me move you guys here. We don't need Poltroon.
This is freaking cool.
So you guys, again, massive thing rising up out of the water. This huge barge. And let me grab this thing here. So as I said, it's this massive barge, and it is heading, looks like it's heading south. And you see tied to its bow, which I believe that's the front of the boat, right? I'm not a boat guy.
Yeah.
There are these chained humanoids that appear to be dragging it along, and you do notice there are small boats kind of circling it. They don't quite notice you yet, but they look like as if they're almost hunters going around and around this perimeter. And on this giant barge, you see this massive sculpture rising above the top. There's stairs leading up to it, and behind it is this massive basilica. And you've never seen anything quite like this. It's literally like a floating basilica.
Church on the ocean.
Yep. So as I said, there's these boats, that are moving quite quickly around. They're keeping an eye around the perimeter of this thing as these strange humanoid creatures are chained to it, pulling it slowly forward.
Are we in its path?
It seems to be heading south.
So we're kind of.
So it's kind of, yeah, you're
rear.
coming up behind it somewhat. And like I said, they don't seem to notice you. You guys saw this massive structure just, like I said, rising out of the fog. And you just kind of like were like, oh shit, what is this thing? So you're somewhat of a distance back.
Oh shit, what is this thing?
I've never seen anything like that before. Oh. I don't know if they're not hostile.
Well, on my it looks religious, so I can only imagine the hostile.
I don't want to deal with them. Let's steer clear of this vessel.
Okay. So if you guys want to keep going, which way do you want to go on the map?
Are they heading towards that circled area?
Yeah, where are they going?
So they're kind of heading like, I'll just say like southeast. So there's an island to the far east. There's some more land out that way. There's obviously a land to the west, or you can keep going south. And there's land directly south.
Yeah, I still think we need to aim for that circled spot on the map.
Well, that's where you are basically. That's where you think you are.
Okay.
Oh, that's where we think we are.
They're headed towards treasure? Question mark.
I mean, you don't know really.
Well, you said
They're
southeast.
moving so slowly, but yeah, I guess yeah. Because there's, like I said, there's a massive land mass.
Maybe
Wanna head
hideout.
towards hideout.
Directly south.
Yeah. Maybe we keep going
Yeah.
south.
Yeah.
So, you said who's been in? Let's say who's been in cities more? Who's been in Galgenbeck?
I don't know. I've probably been in cities.
I would think it would be Cali, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so why don't you roll me? Why don't you roll me a presence check?
Too many blesses. Yeah, I do. I'll use one.
You're gonna use a bless?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll take your bless off.
Anyone else been in cities?
So you were something about the statue caught your eye, and then you lost it.
The statue that was on the boat?
That massive towering statue with a sword on its shoulder, yeah.
I mean,
My
we could
character
all
had been
individually
in a city,
roll.
but
Yeah. Or you could.
I mean, you guys don't need to know. It was just sort of I was
True.
going to ask who'd been like in the cities more. So I just wanted one person. So,
Okay.
so what would you guys like to do? And again, like I said, there's these small vessels circling this boat,
Feels like
keeping an eye out.
Dying World, Mad Max in the water.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
And the music.
Uh,
Yeah, it does.
So I personally still think we should just avoid that whole situation. We'll probably run into them again.
Probably.
Right. So we'll head southwest around the
Southwest,
landmass to try to push into where it says hideout.
Yeah, so
On the map.
who is expertly steering this boat? Let's see if you
Me,
are able.
obviously.
You obviously?
Yeah.
All right.
I found it. I'm driving it. That's how this fucking
Why
works.
don't you roll me a presence check to see how well you navigate this boat?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Like a champ.
All right, one of these boats, as you guys start to make your way southwest, they seem to spot you. One guy stands up. It seems like it looks like there's maybe 2 or 3 guys in this boat. One of them stands up and points and starts to make its way to you. Are you guys going to halt or try to like book it?
Oh no, we're good. All right, and if we have paddles, I'm paddling pretty hard.
Yeah, I'll join in.
I'll help with my club.
Okay.
I'll have Putrescence help.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys paddle as hard as you can. Unfortunately, you guys seem to be in quicksand, and they are just gaining on you and gaining on you and gaining on you. And when they make it to you, you see they just immediately toss like what looks like an anchor tied to a rope onto the deck. It hooks onto the side, and there are 3 men on this boat. They're all armed. They have let me just throw them on the map. I'll put them by the boat.
Hey.
These guys look like the same other guys. You there, halt your vessel. And it's the guy who's standing up, and he has a crossbow aimed at you. And there's another guy behind him who's holding a net that looks all too familiar to you, Drackle. You're like, goddamn nets, more nets.
Fucking nets.
Are you guys responding? Yep. Are you stopping?
Yeah, we're halted. All hail giant statue.
Okay. What do you seek in these waters? You don't look like fishermen. Off to find treasure.
What's it to you?
These are our waters. They belong to us. So I ask again, what are you doing here?
I mean, we're just passing through, I guess.
You act like I haven't heard that one before. I'll ask you one more time. What are you doing here?
I'm
Yeah, I'm an old man.
I'm in search of a song. You see, I'm a bard. And I'm gonna slowly pull my drum out, holding it like a shield because I have a feeling I'm gonna have to use it like one. And yeah, I'm searching for a song of the swamp.
He kind of like looks past you to the rest of them. All right, your old man here is not right in the head. Tell me, what do you seek?
You see, the old man, he's on this was his last wish to see the swamps of Tardungo. We're escorting him around. We're giving him his last wish. His last rites, if you will.
You think I was born yesterday, don't you?
Yeah.
Come on, then. We have
What do you want
someone
of us?
who would love to speak to you, who can see through lies even better than I. So they start pulling your boat. So you have the guy, he remains standing with his crossbow aimed at you guys. Just kind of like, not anybody in particular. and pulling you toward this massive barge. Are you guys doing anything?
I mean,
I guess being pulled towards the barge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to make sure you're not trying to be like, I want to like cut the
I
rope or
reach
fight
out
back
and-
or
I reach out and I just casually push him, and we'll see what
yeah,
happens.
casually
Okay.
push him off the boat
Yeah.
and see what happens.
Don't even push. No, because if I push hard, then we succeed. So I have to.
I
Yeah.
could hit the drum. One of three things could happen.
All right, so you guys are pulled up to the side of this barge. And then one of the guys, he jumps into your boat. Well, go on then. And he kind of prods you guys to get up.
Fine. I'll go the direction he prods.
So you guys board this this massive barge, and it is it's filthy. Like rain is pouring down. There's some kind of sludge on the deck. There's just all kinds of stairways leading different areas. There's a massive portcullis leading to the basilica, and again, looming over this entire thing is this massive statue. And they lead you to the center of the deck, and then out of the mist, from behind one of these structures, steps a woman. And let me find her. Okay, here we go. So a woman. Her eyes are shrouded. Ah, she kind of looks like Furiosa. So let's see here. So this woman steps up, and she is she's wearing like this big fur cloak, and she kind of like pushes it back over her shoulders, and she's casually walking up to you guys. And she kind of gives you guys a look over. She says, "Hunter, what have you brought me?" She's regarding the men that brought you aboard. "We had some people looking for a song." And she kind of grins. "All right then, I'm sure he asked you what your business is here. It sounds like you didn't give him a good enough answer, otherwise he would have let you go. So tell me, what is your business here?" And while you guys are standing there in the silence, you hear behind you, there's these massive rusty cages rattling. They kind of startle you, you know, between in the silence between you two guys. And it looks like there's a bear of some kind inside, and these other cat-like creatures as well. Massive, and they're just kind of snarling and clawing at the bars. It appears they wish to know why you're here too. Either that or they're hungry. So I suggest you speak your piece.
All right, two things. What is that? And I point towards the giant statue.
You answer my question first, and I will answer yours. Maybe.
All right, I'm gonna be as honest as I can be with you. We're looking for some guy, and I don't remember who.
Some guy.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't remember who you're looking for. How are you going
I
to?
don't.
How are you going to find who you are looking for?
Well, I mean, I'm not the only one here.
What about the rest of you? Any answers? This one seems to have too many crooked teeth in his mouth.
Well, I think I'm supposed to play him a song when I see him.
You aren't right in the head, are you?
No. And then I'm just gonna tap on the drum a little bit with my fingers.
Well, clearly you're not a danger to anyone but yourselves. So,
Just here to make sure the old man doesn't drown.
So you take him in the water. Brilliant. All right, be on your way, and if I ever see you again, you will be perched on the sword up there, and she points, or fed to my pets.
Right. Before we go, and thank you. You said you'd tell me what that is if I answered your question.
Oh, of course, that is the resplendent King Fatmu the Ninth, in all of his glory.
That name rings a bell.
Yeah, he's the king of Schleswig.
Yeah.
You've never seen him, so you can't confirm that that is what he looks like, but you have heard the name.
He's not the king we're trying to.
No, he is not.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah,
That is the ruling king at the moment.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We can safely get back on our boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys like head to the barge, and the hunters kind of follow you there, spit in front of your path as you walk, chuckle a little bit.
Oh,
But
thank
they
you.
they let you back onto your vessel. So, where to now? Let us move back into the swamp. So you guys are right here. Oh, you guys were trying to actually move this way, right? Weren't you? Were you trying to move southwest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Opposite shoreline of the island that the basilica is going around.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that right? Yeah.
So there is, like I said, you guys are there's a small passageway here. You guys are trying to go to this island here.
Yeah, but there was like an area on the map that like it's kind of tucked in. It says hideout. That's what we're shooting for.
Right here.
So.
It's like right here.
Is that the tucked in area?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So you guys spend another 4 hours. Night comes as you make your way through this swamp. And you dock. You dock on the bank. I guess you guys are hopefully tying it up, right? Oops.
Yeah. Definitely like tying it to a rock or something. Yeah.
Okay. Man, I gotta get my hockey. I always forget that. Okay, so this mass of land looks very similar to the last one. Tall reeds line the bank. Crooked trees, twisted trees, creaking in the wind. What would you like to do?
Probably should stop for the day if it's too late.
Yeah.
Maybe try to get
Yeah,
an earlier
it's
start.
definitely evening for sure. So
Yeah.
you guys are just gonna try to find camp, just like a clearing.
Yeah.
We could try to find that hideout. See if there's
Yeah.
Find the hideout.
Yeah. The hideout.
So why don't you who's looking? All of you guys are looking?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, all of us together.
All right, so I need a presence check from somebody, and I will give a +2 bonus to that presence check.
Who has the best presence?
I have 0 on everything.
0.
Yeah,
I have a
same
plus
here.
1.
Woo! You guys got omens too, which is great though. And you got blesses.
I'm gonna roll with my plus 1.
Oh, you got a +1? Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Yeah!
I'm gonna.
Oh.
Yeah, you should omen that one for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
You
Go
rolled
ahead and
a 1.
that again.
All
Good
right.
roll. Awesome. Good times. Yeah.
So
A
you
10.
do see something. Yeah. So let me take off your omen really quick here. Yeah, you kind of work your way along the bank, up and down, after searching a little bit more inland. And you find that there's sort of a, like the water's like going into, it's as if the bank is splitting. You part these reeds, you go down there, and there's almost like this covered section where there's these rocks arching over it, barely visible. You had to hunt for a while, but you did find that. And there is an opening, and it is in the water. You'll have to get in, and it's about waist deep to go inside.
Okay,
Well,
that one.
should we send Poltroon in first, or?
Absolutely. That's
Yes,
fucked
full true.
his whole point of being here. Just grab the map first. Don't let it lose him with him.
Right.
All
No,
right,
And
I'll
I,
take.
Milady, must I go in?
Yes, full true.
No. All
Turn
right.
around. Let me
all right.
unpin this map. I'm gonna unpin it and take it. Kind of like.
You have 2 Catlas too.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, did I? Hang on, I'll delete one. I must have dropped.
I thought I could only see that. Okay.
So. There's something glimmering in here, my lady. I can't quite see it clearly. There's so much mud and water in here.
Continue on.
Are you guys following him, or are you kind of waiting for him to go in and then come back out?
I'll follow him a little, but like not that far.
Okay. All right, you follow him a little bit, and it appears to be coins in here, milady. Just below the water surface. Can you see them?
Can I?
Are you gonna get like up close to him? You can't see it really from where you are.
I guess I'll tell the rest that it's coins if they get here.
Coins. I go up and I start looking.
So you do see coins under the water. However, they're kind of like coated in some kind of like streaked in this blackish material that doesn't seem to be washing away with the water. You can't tell if it's mud or something else, but they're all like streaked with this.
Does it look like there's any kind of like dry land in there?
Yeah, up ahead it looks like it rises up slightly out of the water. But again, you guys are kind of having to like crouch down at this point, like squat, almost crawl to get up to that land area.
Poltroon. Go up to that land just beyond the coins.
All right, milady. So, yeah, he crawls up there. And you see his little spindly legs kind of, kick into the darkness. Oh, there's something up here.
Come back, Vulture.
And he comes back, and he kind of turns around with a big smile on his face, and he's holding like rope in his hands. There's more. There's more.
You gave me a fright, Poltroon.
I'll
There's nothing.
go check it out.
So you guys head up there, and you find there's some small sacks, and there's some rope, and you find a bundle of torches.
Hey.
You find
Ryan's rolling for small sack.
why don't you guys roll me a small sacks. Small sacks need love too. Why don't you guys roll me a d6? Somebody roll me a d6.
Too busy rolling small sack.
Too busy rolling small sacks in the chat. 1. You find 1 torch. Yeah,
Hey,
unfortunately.
we have 2 now.
Yeah, great. And then also somebody roll me a d10. You find 6 days worth of rations and water.
Hey.
Each or total?
It's total. So this appears to be a little place where like passersby or whoever had access to this map or knowledge of this place had been stashing some items, supplies. It seems as though that they have been they've been whittled down quite a bit. You only found 1 torch and 6 days of rations and water.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 torches are better than 1. So
Yeah.
I
It's
still
true.
can't believe you guys didn't buy torches. It cracks me up.
I think we were thinking about it, and then somebody pissed off the seller, and then.
Oh, it didn't happen?
Yeah. I think I was the one that pissed off the merchant. Yeah. But I'll take 1 of the rations. Top
You're
up
gonna take
what I
1?
had.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can distribute that however you see fit. There's also like a bundle of rope too if you want that.
Yeah, I'll take a rope.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
pretty full up on what I can carry. Did we decide that each individual ration takes up an equipment spot?
Let's say like 2 rations take up an equipment spot or something like that. Yeah, let's not make it 1 per,
Oh. Also, for some reason, my bite attack is in my equipment.
Well, take that out if you can.
I don't know how I can delete it without
Let me see your
like having it as a weapon, but without.
Oh, I
I'll just-
see.
I'll-
Well, I guess just keep track of it and see if like yeah, that does suck because it shows, let's see here. Treasures.
Yeah, Poltroon's in my equipment as well.
Oh, he is? Well, he doesn't count toward your. You can actually remove him if you want. It's fine. It was probably just added in there because it was created through the scum birther in here.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I guess you
That's all right,
can't
I'll
delete
just-
it because it's gonna remove it. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So it's no big deal. I can just actually click on the dried food and add in like in the
Yeah, that's fine.
description how many totals are.
Unless you guys are like hoarding lots of shit, I don't really care a whole lot, Okay, so you guys are in this little like thankfully dry, cubby hole out of the water. You've gathered your items. What would you like to do?
Probably set up camp for the night, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys going to do that in here or are you going to go outside?
Might as well take advantage of the hidden spot, maybe.
Okay. Watches? No watches? What's the
I'll go
plan?
Yeah.
first.
You guys are going to do watches? Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you roll me a d12?
Okay.
All right, your watch is uneventful. Who's up next?
I'll go.
Okay.
D12.
Yeah, d12. All right, the night moves along quietly.
All right.
Who's up next?
I'll go.
Okay, d12.
Merling again?
Yeah,
Just
d12.
a flat D12?
Flat d12. Again, nothing happens on your watch. So I think you're the final one to roll. So why don't you roll me a d12? All right, so you guys make it through the night successfully without a peep. Without a legless one-eyed raven even. So you guys crawl out of your little burrow. And yeah, you're standing, I guess, on the bank by your boat.
Yeah. So
Did
in
you
my
wanna-
inventory, I did have like quite a bit of dried food. I'm just gonna say that I stowed it on the boat.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a presence check?
Okay.
See if it remained. If someone didn't
Oh.
come snatch it up in the night. Okay, you expertly hid this this food on the boat, so no swamp critters ever came to find it.
That's good.
So as you
How-
guys are, go ahead. Sorry.
How big is this island? Like, does it look like we could?
Yeah, you could explore it a little more for sure if you want to. It feels larger than the other one, but you know, distance is difficult to determine for sure.
Do you want to explore or sail around?
These lands give me a bad feeling, but I will go where you go.
My worry with sailing around is that there is a large area titled a void towards the south of this island.
Yes. Maybe we could go to that peninsula close to that area. See if we can see why it's to be avoided. Maybe. This fog is thick.
So you guys trying to move to the southwest or
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
can we walk along like the southwestern coast?
yeah, you can walk along the coast. You really can't see much off into the swamp though from the bank.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah. So and remember
Do
the
we-
way travel works is if you want to move to an adjacent location, it's going to be, you know, a roll essentially for hours.
Do we think that on the map there, the avoid area, do we feel like that's in the dark spot and there's like a nice little strait we can shoot through here? Or do we feel like that's the whole southwest part of this?
Let me look at the
Like-
map really quick here.
Like we just hug to the shoreline.
I will say you'll come in contact with that.
Well, that's poopy. Because we can't really hit that little tiny island there without the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we drag the boat over land? Is it swampy enough that we feel like we could trudge with it?
Yeah, I'd say you could. It would probably be another like, you know, D6 travel or whatever to get across this island. If you
Well,
want
what
to
if
drag it.
we... Yeah, what if we just drug it like... I wish I could show you on the map. You see how there's... It kind of looks like an angel with its arms out like this, you know? With one boob.
Yeah. 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 I see
Uh,
what- yeah. Isn't that the big island that we're on? Or
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like
you
a
guys
halo
are
above
at
it, wings out the back.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
That is so stupid looking.
But you know what I'm saying.
I see the
So
Yeah.
So the upper arm before the one boob before the low arm. Could we just cross the island, dragging it just from the top part till we get to that little like right at the boob area, and then hop back in and go around, just basically to chop off the top left?
Are you trying to go west or east? You're trying to go east across
So if
the
you
island?
if you go west from Hideout, right across the coast, and then there's an area right to the right of where it said avoid. If we just drag it across above that to get into that kind of little cove area, and then hop back in and go down.
Where it
kind of
says the
directly-
Rotlands? You mean like right above that?
Yeah, right to the right above. Basically, just chop off that little corner by dragging it across, and then hop back in.
So you're trying to get away from the avoid spot then? You're trying to like
Yeah, just
cross
chop
the
off
Trying to
land.
avoid.
Yeah.
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 So
Kind of
what?
avoid. Just
So
so not drag it across the whole island. Just drag it across that tiny little bit, and then hop back in and cruise down.
okay. Yeah. Why don't you guys roll me a d6?
Once.
1d6. Somebody. Whoever
Your
has it.
Majesty,
Your Majesty.
lady.
So you guys are basically trying to go down here.
I should never roll tonight. I'm doing the worst rolls. I guess.
4? No. So you guys drag the boat.
So I think I'll.
I'm just moving so I can see. Yes, I just want to chop off that little bit there. And when there's some like watery spots, we could just drag it as much as we can just to get back into like
Yeah.
and then cruise down along the coast
Yeah.
to where it says we're to that like arrow to that tiny island that the arrow's pointing to, right?
Yeah, we basically could portage the boat across the land, yeah.
Say Killers More or Biller. What is the letter there?
Killers more.
Yeah, so with that arrow that's pointing to that tiny island right on the edge of that, you want to shoot for that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-roll though.
Yeah, you'll have to.
So I'll use an omen, I guess.
But as you guys are sitting here sort of in this little cove, you do see some where you normally can't see very far off the coast. You see some glowing right here. Bits of light hovering in the air over the water, presumably. There might be land out there. You can't quite see it. But you do see them just floating out there ghostly.
That's an interesting sight.
So do you guys want to keep crossing across the, or going across the land, or what do you want to do?
I mean, we could probably if we get in a boat, are we gonna hit these ghostly lights, or can we just hug to the shore and just cruise down?
I mean, you
to the
could
shore.
probably stay really close to the shore if you want to, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, what we could do is actually drag the boat in the water as we walk along the shore. We just want the boat
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do
So
that.
how far are you
And
going?
we'll,
Like,
we want to get down to, like I said, where that little island. I wish I could see farther because I can't tell without.
Yeah.
The
We want
little
to get to that
dot
tiny
island.
island.
Yeah, the killers, billers, more.
Yeah.
let me look at your map really quick here. Let's see what's going on.
So a drawn in like
map.
arrow.
So, like,
through
right
killers
south,
pointing
right-
to a tiny.
Right south of that where it says treasure?
No,
No.
farther, like very, like right to the right of the S in Rotlands. There's like an arrow through the
Yeah.
word killers. It's got like a point towards like a little island, like a little.
Oh, that's where you're
spot.
going. Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you roll me Another D6 if you're trying to get all the way over there. Okay, it takes you a solid 3 hours. And you're going south from here, right?
Oh, is it?
Looks like that
Yeah.
was south or slightly. Oh, would it be? Yeah, this island here. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
so you guys see
think.
that, but you also see something else. You see something strange in the distance to the southeast. It's hard to explain. It almost looks like a tower, but it's wavering in the fog. It's stretching high up into the sky. And you swear you can see through it. Almost like this spectral structure rising into the air.
Wait, what direction is it from?
Down here.
Down there. Okay.
But this thing is a massive structure, even larger than the barge you saw. But like I said, it looks solid some of the time, and then other times it looks like it's this just spectral architectural anomaly. But you guys are just kind of hanging out on this little like patch of island. There's really nothing on it. You can see across it completely. There's a single tree like sprouting up, but that's it.
That was a fucking waste of time to get here, I guess. Whose idea was this? Troon. I know.
And when you stand here again, you see these ghostly orbs just kind of hovering in the distance.
The swamp just keeps getting stranger and stranger.
Who are we looking for again? What the fuck are we doing here? Some king.
You are looking for a king. He was named King Lorter, and this noble told you he is the true king. That is why he must be killed.
Not badass on the boat or whatever his name was.
That's Fatmu, yeah.
What I fucking said.
Fatmu, yeah.
I could see a king being in a tower, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we check it out?
Well, it's either Funny Lights or Funny Tower. You tell us, Your Majesty.
Yeah.
I think we'd have more luck with a tower.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
Well, true.
Okay. Poltroon, this poor guy. So you guys set off your small little island heading southeast toward this spectral tower, or what you think is a spectral tower. Somebody needs to roll me a d6. Who wants to do it? I know Katla did it last time. 4. Okay, it takes another 4 hours. Night falls again as you dock your boat upon this island, and there are these rickety bridges connecting these 3 islands. And the spectral tower rises above the swamp, and I think that's where we should end it tonight, everybody. So, we'll be back next week to hopefully maybe explore what this anomaly is on this island in the swamp of Targ Dungel. So, thanks everybody for hanging out. Announcements: we got Weekly Scroll Saturday.
Yeah,
8 a.m.
Weekly Scroll
PST.
on Saturday. We're going to be hanging out with Max Moon, who has done 12 years Basic Hallucinations for Borg, which is one of my favorite Borg supplements that's ever been put out, and it's gorgeous handmade zine that they did as well. And then we're going to be going over their game 12 years right after.
Solo
Which,
RPG, right?
Yeah, it is solo with options for both collaborative and competitive play. Long story short, every 12 years, the Lich King rises. You have to stop it. And each person, if there's multiple people that play the game, is an entire adventuring party. So it's really, really interesting, really fun. The mechanics are really cool. I really like the way we'll go over how if there's multiple people playing, how you could have basically two adjacent parties accomplishing the same goal, working together or working against each other. It's really cool how the roles work if there's more than one person at the table. But it's a solo adventure that's not really a solo journaling adventure, which is cool. I like the solo journaling adventures, but this is a little different. So it's really interesting. It's neat. We'll go over that in depth after we talk to its creator. At the beginning of that episode, we'll hit a couple more Zemo projects during our Kickstart the podcast segment, and it should be a good time. And then Dark Kingdoms picks up again next week for what will be the final stretch. We'll see if anyone survives.
Yeah.
And see what happens with our 2.5-year campaign kind of wrapping up. So
Yeah. Good times. All right,
times.
and before I go, thanks again, McClintlock at glumdark.com for making the Foundry module Heimat der Katastrophe for the soundtrack, allowing us to use their entire library. So go check them out for your gaming music needs. All right, well, I guess we got to raid somebody. Anybody raidable? Non-D&D? Critical Role? Should we raid
yeah, we can raid in. Let's just raid in a Critical Role.
Yeah.
They
need more than 45,000 viewers.
Yeah. We can kick to the credits and I'll toss in a raid or something.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks
All
for
right.
hanging out, and we will see you next week.